Howdy folks, Spencer here, and today I'll be going over the best Zen or C-Store bundles in Star Trek Online as of April 2024. As always, chapters are listed down below. And before I get too far into things, I have three quick notes. The first is that Muds bundles are not going to be covered in this specific video. I'm going to be going over those again in a separate video in the near future. Second, starter packs don't make it into a top 10 list for me, so if you want to learn more about them, I have a video link down below from Nick NB, which breaks down the value of each of the starter packs quite well. And lastly, with any of these bundles in STO, or really anything in the game, you should only ever buy them during a sale. And for bundles, there's a 35% bundle sale that pops up every 2 or so months. So all of the Zen prices that I'm going to be listing in this video are the prices during a 35% bundle sale. It's your money if you want to buy these things outside of a sale, but you will be paying a hefty premium for anything in this game if you buy them outside of a sale. And a quick note here from Future Spencer. Each of the bundles I'm talking about today will have a wiki page linked in the pinned comment down below. And many of these bundles do have some secondary fluff to try and increase their value, like T6 coupons, Lobby, and so on. I'll talk about a few of the fluff pieces here or there, but mostly I'm going to be focusing on just giving a quick overview on the ships. So if you want to look at any of the fluff a bit closer or the specific stats on each of the ships, then make sure to check out the wiki pages, which I'll have linked down below. Starting off at number 10 is the 10th anniversary legendary bundles, specifically the standard version. The premium version costs like $100 more and just has some random fluff in it that really isn't worth it. So just stick to the standard one. That gets you the ships that people care about. Now, this bundle is going to cost 19,500 Zen during a sale, and this bundle specifically is only available during some legendary sales throughout the year. So the 10th bundle is one that you have a very limited time frame to be able to go in and purchase. It is not something that is always available like the other bundles that I'll be talking about today. And the reason that this bundle is popular is because it contains legendary versions of many popular hero ships. These ships have not exactly aged the best since this release back in 2020. This is still a good bundle for someone that is new to the game that's looking to get a bunch of the hero ships. But if you're a veteran player, the value of these ships is going to be significantly lower because you have ships that are better than these. So this is a good bundle for those of you that really want the hero ships. And if you want to learn more about them, I did a stream recently breaking down the entire bundle, looking at each of them one by one, which I'll have linked down below. It's not a bad bundle, it's just that it has lost a bit of value since its release 4 years ago. Next up at number 9 is the 11th anniversary legendary bundle. This is going to set you back 16,250 Zen, and this contains tier 6 legendary versions of the Ambassador, which is the Enterprise C, the Burrell Bird of Prey, the Excelsior, and the Vorcha. Now, this bundle launched to very poor reception when it came out back in 2021. The 10th anniversary bundle, having 10 ships in it, created very high expectations, and 2021 was advertised to be the year of Klingon. So there was an expectation that the 11th bundle was going to be very Klingon focused, have some highly desired Klingon ships in it, like the Negvar and the Borderskew, and it didn't. Instead, we had 4 ships in the bundle, of which 2 of them were Klingon, and of those 2 Klingon ships, one of them, the Bird of Prey, had incredibly weak stats. It's got a 4-2 weapon setup, which is just incredibly underpowered for a tactical focused ship. So with all of the issues it had, people were very upset with this. Cryptic went in, added some additional fluff to the bundle, which is why you see it's got 2 coupons, 500 Lobby. They went in, tried to make it a bit more desirable, but people were just really mad about it not having the Klingon ships that they wanted. So you see a lot of discussion out there about this bundle not being great. And I do think that there are better bundles out there, which is why this is ranked at number 9 and not, up at like 2 or 3. But I think that if you're interested in the Vorcha, the Excelsior, or the Ambassador, this is still a good bundle to go for. And the fluff that it has does have a bit of value to it. You've got 500 Lobby crystals, which would typically cost you like $100 worth of lockboxes to get. You've got 11 keys, you've got 11 upgrades, and most importantly, you've got 2 T6 coupons, which you can either use or sell to other players. So you do get a bit of value with this bundle. It's just that this didn't have the ships that people wanted, so it upset people quite a bit. But for the ships it has, aside from the Bird of Prey, they are decent and they have gotten better over time. The Legendary Ambassador and the Excelsior both are much stronger now in the ISOMAG meta. So if you're interested in those ships, this may be a bundle worth looking at. Next up at number 8 is the Gamma Vanguard pack, and this is going to set you back 9,750 Zen during a sale. This contains several T6 ships in it: the Jemadar Vanguard Heavy Raider, Dreadnought Cruiser, Warship and Carrier, and the Cardassian Damar Intel Science Dreadnought, Gamor Intel Flight Deck Carrier, and Detapa Intel Escort. In addition, you're going to be getting a couple of the older T5 Lockbox and Lobby ships, like the Cardassian Galore, the Jemadar Dreadnought Carrier, and the Jemadar Heavy Strike Wing Escort. And another thing that you're going to be getting with this is the Vanguard Bridge Officers, which you can get on every character on your account. Now, these Vanguard Bridge Officers, they're not going to go out and beat your Superior Romulan Operative or Watcher Bridge Officers, but they are not that far behind. So if you're working on a new character, this is immediately 3 really good bridge officers that you're going to be able to go in and pick up immediately on your new characters. And if I recall, yeah, these have all of the specializations trained on them right off the bat. So there is some convenience to them also. And the trait that they have, for those of you that want to see it, is Engineered Soldier. This is 7.5% Cat 1 all weapon damage, 1% crit chance, and 2.5% crit severity. You get a tactical, engineer, and science one. And my third one didn't open up there, so let me commission it. They all have that exact same trait. So again, that's a really nice thing to have on account-wide unlock through this. And the 7 ships that you're getting from this bundle, they're pretty decent. The Cardassian ships especially are all really good, especially since the Intel revamp. And the Jemadar ships, those are going to cover a wide variety of playstyles. So if you're looking for a bundle that has a bunch of ships in it, that has some utilities, some nice traits, this may be one worth taking a look at. Now, if that cost seems a bit too high for you, there is also the Cardassian Intel bundle that you can purchase on its own for 3,900 Zen. This is going to get you the 3 Cardassian ships that are part of this bigger bundle. And these ships have gained a bit of value over time, again, thanks to the Intel revamp and various meta changes like ISOMAGs. The Gamora especially is really nice because that's a flight deck carrier with 2 hangar bays, and it has the Calm Before the Storm starship trait on it, which is very popular on many high-end builds. So if you want to go for the smaller bundle or the bigger bundle, both of them have value, and that's a wide variety of ships there that's going to give you a few different things to play around with. Next up at number 7 is the Legendary Romulan Warbird bundle, which is going to set you back 7,800 Zen, and this comes with the legendary versions of the D'Deridex and Scimitar. When this bundle was first introduced, the D'Deridex was not that impressive, but ISOMAGs have helped that out quite a bit. And for the Scimitar, it's not the top performing platform for energy weapons or torpedoes, but it is pretty high up there. It's a fun ship to fly, and if you're looking to mess around with Thaleron, that is the only ship in the game that can actually go in and use the Thaleron mechanic. And both of these ships, again, really fun to fly. If you're a fan of the Romulan ships, this is a bundle you're going to want to consider. And for the starship traits here, you've got rapid emitting armaments that you're going to be getting off the D'Deridex. When you hit tractor beam, this is going to launch 3 heavy hitting plasma torpedoes at your target. Pretty fun to use, but you have to be careful because those plasma torps, if you're too close, can blow you up as well. And the Scimitar has She's a Predator, so if you're going for a cloak-based build, that's a really good trait to have on because that does benefit from all of the buffs that your regular cloak would be able to benefit from. And if you're running a full set of infiltrators, you can get this up to 27.5 second duration along with your cloak ambush. So pretty fun traits to mess around with for some builds. Not necessarily something that everyone needs to have, but if you're interested in some of those more niche torp or cloaking playstyles, it's a good bundle to pick up. And again, the ships themselves are both really fun to fly. Next up at number 6 is the Legendary Dominion Captain Bundle, and this is going to set you back 5,850 Zen. The ship in this Captain Bundle is the Jemadar Vanguard Pilot Attack Ship, so this is the Legendary Attack Ship. It's a pretty fun ship to fly around. If you liked the Rex from the recent 14th anniversary event, this is going to be a better version of that, essentially, with a better spec combo on it. And the main draw to this ship and this bundle is the traits that this ship has on it. You've got, at tier 5 mastery, Go for the Kill, which is the trait that used to only be available on the promo versions of the attack ship. That's your firing mode extended for cannon rapid fire. But more importantly for most of you is the tier 6 mastery trait, which is Vanguard Specialist, which is the firing mode extender for all of the specialization firing modes like surgical strikes, reroute reserves to weapons, exceed raid limits, and so on. So pretty good traits, very important if you're using builds that incorporate any of those firing modes. And if you're doing a build with recursive, Vanguard Specialist is also helping that out. So pretty good bundle to go for those playstyles. And again, the ship itself, pretty fun to fly. The captain bundle portion of it isn't really that relevant because that's only usable on a Jemadar character. But the ship, the traits, the consoles, you can use those on any character you want. And again, really fun to mess around with. Next up at number 5 is the Legendary First Strike Bundle, which is going to set you back 7,800 Zen and contains the Legendary Akira and Valdor. Neither the Akira or Valdor are top performers from a meta perspective, but they are very fun to fly, and they have a variety of consoles and traits on them that are quite beneficial to a variety of playstyles. But the main appeal here is from the torpedo that you get on the Akira, the Maelstrom Quantum Torpedo Launcher. If you're in a position where you can only slot one torp on a ship, this is, in most cases, going to be the best single torpedo you can use. When you use the Maelstroms with a torp spread, they will deal a devastating amount of damage to anything that you're shooting at. Now, the issue with these torps is that they do have a really long recharge time at 25 seconds, which means if you're looking for a torp to use with fire at will for ETM, it ain't going to work for that. But for any other build, these torps absolutely slam. In the most recent torpedo DPS records, these Maelstroms accounted for almost half of the damage of the torp build. They are just insanely powerful. It is best if you use them a bit more strategically. It's ideal that you don't auto-fire them, but it's not the end of the world if you auto-fire them so long as you're using them with the torp spread. So really fun torps. They hit insanely hard, but if you got the event version of the Maelstrom last year, the Trifluoride, those are only a few percent worse than the original Maelstrom. So if you have those, you can probably skip getting this bundle. But if you don't have that and you're looking for a really good torp and the consoles and traits off these ships look like they'd benefit you, then this may be a bundle that you want to take a look at. Next up at number 4 is the most affordable option in this video, the Mirror Universe bundle, coming in at a cost of 3,900 Zen. This is going to be getting you the Legendary Galaxy Dreadnought Cruiser, which is the 3 nacelled version of the Galaxy from the TNG finale. That third nacelle cannot be removed. But one of the benefits of this being the Dreadnought version is that you are getting the built-in phaser lance right there. So if you want to mess around with the phaser build and you want to have that lance, that's a pretty fun combo to mess with. This is a pretty capable platform that has gotten better over time. Again, it's not necessarily going to be the top energy weapon platform out there, but it is very capable. And if you're looking for a high-performing Galaxy-class ship, this is very affordable and is going to beat out most of the other Galaxy-class variants in the game. The only Galaxy that I think is going to beat this is the World Razor, and with that being a lockbox ship, that is much, much more expensive to get. So for how much this thing cost and the stats that it has, pretty good performer, pretty good value, and it does come with some other mirror-themed accessories like the Agony Phaser Torpedo. So you do get some fun toys to mess around with as well, some costumes. Pretty good value for 3,900 Zen. Next up at number 3 is the 12th anniversary bundle, coming in at a cost of 11,375 Zen. This contains the Terran versions of the Defiant, Galaxy, Odyssey, and Voyager, each of which are pretty capable platforms. The Cygnus wasn't that great when it initially was released, but it has gotten better over time thanks to ISOMAGs. So you are getting some ships that cover a variety of playstyles, and they all perform very well. And then if you purchase this entire bundle, you're getting the Mirror Angle Strikewing Escort on account-wide unlock, which was formerly a lockbox ship. And that is special because it has the Superior Area Denial Starship trait on it, which is critical for a lot of carrier builds. So pretty solid bundle. I've got videos going over each of the ships in a bit more detail, which I'll have linked down below if you want to learn more. But this bundle was solid when it was first introduced, and it's only gone better over time. Next up at number 2 is the 13th anniversary bundle, coming in at a cost of 11,375 Zen. This contains the Terran versions of the Aquarius, Prometheus, Nebula, and Galaxy Dreadnought. Each of these is very high performing for each of their playstyles. The Eagle is the top torpedo platform in the entire game right now. It has a console that allows you to fire torps very fast on a commander pilot ship, and the Eagle is the only ship that we have right now that has a commander pilot plus lieutenant commander command, making it the only viable torpedo platform for chasing really high-end DPS records with the torp build right now. The Hydra is a very good energy weapon platform and also performs very well in PvP. The Monitor is a very good carrier platform, and the Terran Sirius, that's a pretty good tank platform. For the other ships in this bundle, you're getting the promotional Mirror Crossfield Side Destroyer on account-wide unlock, which isn't really anything that special, and you're getting the Lockbox Styx Terran Dreadnought Cruiser on account-wide unlock, which is very, very important because the Styx is like the best tanking platform in the entire game. For really high-end runs, we're shifting over to the Friendship because of the extra hangar bay, and because the really high-end runs don't need all that tanking. But if you're looking to set up a tank build for doing randoms or channel runs or solo content, the Styx is just a beast when it comes to tanking, especially for like a heavy tank build. So very good for that. It's also capable of doing energy weapons or torpedo builds if you wanted. All around, just a very, very capable ship. And for this entire bundle, it's just a very, very high performing bundle compared to most of the others out there. Each of these ships performs very well for their respective playstyles. The specialization combos on these ships are also a bit of a higher grade than some of the other bundles. If you look at the 12th, that is Commander plus Lieutenant spec combos. The 13th is Commander plus Lieutenant Commander spec combos, so slightly higher quality, and the ships, you can really feel that because they all perform so well. And coming in at number 1 is the Legendary Battlecruiser bundle at a cost of 7,800 Zen. This is getting you 2 very, very powerful ships, the Legendary Avenger and the Legendary Bordescu. The Legendary Avenger is one of the best energy weapon platforms in the entire game. It doesn't beat out the Vodwar Juggernaut or the Delkina, but it is very high up there, and most importantly, it moves better than them, and it's a fed ship. So that's a big perk for most of you that don't want to deal with either of those other ships. And then you've got the Bordescu, which is also a very good performer. It is a bit sluggish though, so just be aware of that when you're going to fly it. So both of these ships, very, very powerful, and they also come with some amazing consoles and starship traits. So let me show you the traits here. The first is the Ship of the Line trait off of the Legendary Avenger. This can get you up to 50% critical severity. So the first time you hit an emergency power to subsystem ability, it's going to give you 20% crit severity. The next time you hit an emergency power to subsystem ability, it'll give you another 10%, and it will eventually stack up to 4 stacks. Now, all you have to do to trigger this is just chain 2 emergency power to subsystem abilities back to back. So on most builds, you would see emergency power to weapons and engines. I have seen some people putting like 3 or all 4 of the emergency powered subsystem abilities on their build for this trait, and you absolutely do not need to do that. In fact, that's probably hurting you. Just pick the 2 that you like the most and chain them back to back, and you'll be set. So simple as that. You see I'm at 3 stacks now, and you can see That's giving me a nice crit severity buff there. As soon as I can hit my engines here, you'll see it go up another 10%. So right there, I'm at plus 50% crit severity from this trait. And all I had to do was just chain those two Emergency Powered Subsystem abilities back to back. Now, the other trait here is the one off of the board askew, Thirst for Battle. And when you use cannon firing mode, so rapid fire or CSV, or a cloaking device, it's going to give you a flight speed buff, turn rate buff, and a 40% Cat 1 damage buff for 15 seconds. This can be up 100% of the time. The tooltip mentions there being a 15-second lockout, but that is not actually the case. And it's a pretty nice speed buff here. It is buffed by your impulse expertise skill, but that is plus 200% turn and flight speed buff, plus 40% Cat 1. So pretty good trait, especially if you don't have things like Cultural Conquest or the trade off of the Strike. These two traits are a very, very nice combo to run. And as you can see, Thirst for Battle can be up 100% of the time. So both very, very impactful traits. And if you were telling me that I could only pick one bundle out of all of them I've talked about today, it would be this one. Because the ships are so powerful, the traits are so influential, the other traits and consoles you get with these ships are also very desirable. So if I can only pick one bundle, this would be it. And if you do not have this bundle, I would highly encourage you to pick it up because everything about this bundle is good. And that's going to be it for today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down below or join either the CasualSAB or STO Builds Discords, both of which are linked in the pinned comment below, along with the wiki links to each of the bundles I talked about today. And of course, thank you to all channel members and viewers for the continued support. See you guys around.